Hey, Anthropomorphic Nerd here today, and today I'm going to be blind reacting to something not so new, but something that recently came out pretty soon. Happened about a month ago, so I'd say that's generally early for me, but whatever. And so yeah, sorry about the headphones. I was already in the mood for a reaction today, and I had realized that I didn't charge them, and I have to have them charged for the big movie coming up that we're going to be watching in 2 days. 2 days from when this is happening on Friday, so that's when the big reveal is going to happen, and then we're going to hop right into that, and then I'll do my reaction of that and post it on YouTube. But for now, I haven't really seen anybody else do this, so I just decided why shouldn't I either start it or maybe somebody else did it. I didn't really do any research, so who really cares? But so as always, I'm Anthropomorphic Nerd, and today we'll be blind reacting to how to beat every killer bug in the Island of Giant Insects. And this was made by How to Beat Anime, and the way I figured out about these guys was because of Cinema Summary, who I really like. If you haven't seen him before, check him out. There'll be a link in the description to go to his page. But How to Beat Anime actually got like a shout out and had one of their animes, which was the How to Beat Danganronpa. I think I said that right. And it was like their How to Beat video on that, and I thought it was really cool. And so that's how I figured them out. And then I realized they had about 6. They have a little How to Beat playlist over here. Some of them are private videos, but it's not a big deal. But they have about 6 made, and I'm pretty sure one released like right on today. So yeah. So I guess that's what I'll be doing for the next couple reactions, because not that I don't have anything recommended to me, I have a lot of stuff actually recommended to me, but I thought this was going to be a little fun, just to see my reaction to some How to Beat videos, especially these animes that I've never even really heard of, and never even remotely seen before. It's weird how, well, maybe they're just not as famous because they're more of, you know, death game survival type animes instead of like plot-based. So yeah, let's start it off giving them a like, and drop a like down there, and we'll start the video off in... Let me get to the full page, damn. Okay, start the video off in 3, 2, 1, play.
You and your friends are stuck on a deserted island with giant murderous bugs hunting you down. All these monstrous little insects want to do is to hunt you for sport, drain your blood, and eat you alive. What do you do?
Okay.
I'm going to break down the mistakes made, what you should do, and how to beat every killer bug in the Island of Giant Insects. Okay.
It's a lot like Cinema Summary, but just with like animes.
And she wakes up disoriented on a deserted beach and realizes that her plane crashed. Well, that sucks. But doesn't seem like anybody else survived. She panics, grabs her bag, and takes off into the woods. Okay, don't do this. Tropical forests contain
terrible idea.
Plants, and this girl doesn't
right
even
into
have
the fucking jungle.
The safest bet would be to go back to the crash site to look for resources, because that's smart.
Tell me down in the comments, would you rather be on an island and
for weeks without food, but they'll die within 3 days without any water.
Rather be on an island full of dangerous insects that are huge and trying to kill you, or cannibals?
There's gonna be leftover bottles around the plane ruins.
Like in Green Inferno.
Also keep an eye out and search these bags for dry clothes and for any kind of sharp object. As she's running into the woods like a headless
you need a weapon. Prepare yourself.
She's stopped by this girl, Ayumi, who goes to her school.
Another person.
They reunite. Oh, good, we have friends again.
That's
and
good.
The girl tells her that she looked around, but the island seems
rather not survive by myself.
She did find a lighter, a knife, and a bottle of hairspray. These are gonna come in handy.
How
later,
useful.
But something is clearly wrong. Mutsumi
the most
here
useful
mentions
shit
that
you can
this forest
find.
is deadly quiet. Okay, this is really unusual since they are in the middle of a jungle. Howler monkeys and birds make some of the loudest noises. You telling me they aren't hearing a single frog, cicada, or even a damn bird or monkey? What? These two should be swarmed by
that's really weird.
And insects and all the nasty critters.
At least
that
like flies or mosquitoes.
But it's dead quiet. Spooky. But if we're not hearing any sounds, it means
just creepy
there's something wrong
in general.
with this ecosystem. Worse yet, their phones are soaked, so they have no way to communicate with the outside world or with each other. And with them being high school students,
of course,
I wouldn't expect
because if phones worked in movies, they'd be only like 5 minutes long.
Okay, these two suddenly hear a scream in the distance and rush towards the sound. They reach this field and see 2 giant butterflies flying over them. You're thinking, oh,
giant butterflies.
Cute and cuddly giant butterflies, and they're huge. Problem, these flying nightmares are preying on this girl and are in the process of draining her blood. And I'd be like, okay, let's leave. But that's not enough. These 2 schoolgirls realize
be running away
after finishing their meal and are moving on to the next victim. Hope it's not me. Okay, This
They
is
don't-
terrifying. This bug has sucked the blood
They
of
don't
my
look
friend,
that
and it's
tough.
not even done. The smallest mistake here will be fatal, and if I want to beat it, I need to know everything about it. This butterfly is huge. It's
a
probably like
bug.
the size of a freaking helicopter, but we can assume that it will have the same
Probably,
behaviors
yeah,
and
I mean-
features as a normal-sized butterfly.
True.
Where I would squash it with my hands. Butterflies are able to
Saitama.
detect ground vibrations caused by mammals. They also have many eyes in two main spots that give them a wide field of vision,
Right.
and they feed exclusively on liquids and uses their senses to smell nectar, or in this case, blood and sweat. If it's me, I'm realizing here that I can't defeat this monster without a weapon, even if I'm going to take the risk with what I had, which is
Yeah.
nothing. There's
I
no
mean,
hope for these people anyways. So
I
I'm
wouldn't try
slowly
and
backing away
fist
from the
fight
scene
it.
to avoid
That's
creating
pretty
any
dumb.
large vibrations in the air, and would use the water I had saved from the crash site because I am smart, not dumb like them, and mix it with
Like
dirt
this
to make a
guy.
paste and cover myself. This way I will hide my scent to avoid their smell detection of me and allow me to escape to a safe place. Assuming I find one. But Ayumi here decides to rush in like
Now that's
Captain
really
America with a
smart.
freaking knife and
Camouflaging
tries
yourself.
to stop the butterfly, which fails. Quickly and somehow miraculously,
I don't
Mitsumi
know
here
how
lights
that
a
didn't
lighter
work.
and sprays the hairspray in the direction of the butterfly. She sets it on fire, and the butterfly burns to death while the other one flies away.
That was so
Well,
much
pull up the
fire.
fire on that hairspray. Look at that thing. That's not realistic at all. You have a tiny spray can, and it put out a flame enough to cover the size of a helicopter-sized butterfly. Right
was
about
really
now, It should
dry.
be clear that there's something clearly
was
wrong
really
with this
dry
island
that
if I
day.
would want to leave. And staying in the woods was
That's
not
why
safe.
it
The
insta-caught
idea to burn
flame.
the butterfly was great. Not realistic, but good for them, and it actually worked. But they should definitely be heading to the beach now,
It was
which
something.
they don't, or at the very least, since butterflies are the lowest part of the food chain, and we've just killed a giant butterfly, I'm taking any body part I can from the dead insect to use as bait, and also maybe armor? A while
Yeah,
later, our
super
Mutsumi
armor.
girl groups up with more students,
Armor
yay,
up.
more people, to use as meat shields so I don't die, and explains they should wait for the self-defense force
meat
to find and
shield.
save them.
It's
The
the
group
best.
then hears the noise of a helicopter. They start running towards it, but they're wrong again. A giant killer wasp
Of
appears
course.
in their path, and this one is much scarier than the butterflies they've just escaped from. This time it's a
Like
mud
we were
wasp,
at
so you're
this
in for a real
level,
sting.
now we're at this
Get it,
level,
mud?
and
Anyways,
it's just
they're
getting
called
higher.
Mud wasps because they use wet mud to make their nests. And right about now, I'm wishing I had kept a piece of those butterflies, but they didn't because butterflies are one of their main prey. And the bait would have made for a great distraction. They have super strong jaws that they use for biting and cutting.
Oh, you know,
and
a great
the
way to
wasp
get you
carries a
killed.
stinger that
If
they
you
can
did
use over and over.
use it
It's
as
not like a bee
armor.
where they boop, they sting you and then they die. Nope, they can use it over and over. The only thing we've got
course.
going for us is that they are loud. If we successfully distract them with, friends, I'm getting away and keeping my ears open to the sound of wings flapping. If there is none, that means there's either no
Get
wasp
over
in
there
the
and be
area or
brave.
it got distracted by something else. Whatever the reason, I'm taking this chance to spray and get away as soon as possible. Unfortunately for the group, this wasp is way
She
too
gets
fast for the group
Shawshanked
and
in the
takes
back.
sort of Chitose here. The poor girl gets
Yep.
stung with a paralyzing agent and is taken away by the murder bug, and of course our girl Mutsumi here convinces the group to rescue Chitose. Okay, we can assume
'Cause
here
it's
that
the
Chitose
right
is
thing
good
to
as dead.
do.
Going after her makes
It's
no
true.
sense. Like, what are you doing?
Dead.
No excuse is good enough to make me go inside a
I mean,
wasp
literally,
nest
that
unless I
stinger
drop
should
a
have, like,
bomb on it. In
right
short,
through
I
her.
would leave her behind. These kids
Like, it
need
should have
to learn to cut
blasted
their
right
losses
through her
like big time
chest.
and make
Like-
hard decisions in order to survive. But since the group has decided to follow the wasp back to their nest, oh goody for them, I would at least wait until nighttime because that makes more sense. When these
There's
wasps
more of
are
us
less
than there
aggressive,
are of
we
it.
want to minimize the sound and
That's the
avoid
plan.
alerting the wasps. So I would only send 2 people into the nest, and if I had to go, I would quickly find it and get out ASAP. But
just
Mutsumi
send
reveals
everybody.
a massive advantage.
Who
She
cares?
apparently knows quite a bit about insects. That would have been great to know in the beginning. And she so
Insect
proves why she's
major
at the top
out
of
of
my
nowhere.
totem pole of stay friends with her until we get off this island by using her insect knowledge to lead the group to the wasp's nest. Somehow, this crazy redhead is not happy with that because she is attention. Because Mutsumi is stealing all the
Duh,
attention.
she's
which
the
she
bitch of
should,
the group.
because She's smart.
I get it.
And shows us that she's the character that we want to get dead. They arrive at what looks like a village, and they
of
find out
course.
that these houses have become nests for the killer wasps. And they're about
most
to seriously
useless
regret
character.
this decision. Okay, this girl clearly knows what she's talking about, so maybe we should just follow her. And if I'm on this island, I'm not letting her out of my sight. Remember, high on the totem pole of keep her on my friends list. Anyways, her knowledge
Right,
can help us
I wouldn't
survive
let
if
her
we
out of
get
my
some real
sight.
help. And stay away from the crazy redhead.
There are just
The crazy
certain
redhead
people
is
that
making a
need
big mistake by
protected in
complaining
times of
so loudly.
crisis.
Right now, we need to listen to Mutsumi and use her as a resource. She's like a prophet sent from God out of the heavens. The group walks into the nest
Of
and
course.
find their friends being eaten alive by gigantic larvae. And the larvae are releasing a pleasure chemical to keep their friends from escaping. Man, this is
Ew,
dirty. These three
that
start
is
beating the
fucking
larvae to bits.
gross.
They run out of the house and
Just beat 'em
Mutsumi
to
here is
death.
hoping they'll go to save her
They're
friend.
just like
But the
worms.
rest of the group wants to leave her for for dead. As they're about to leave, another murder wasp appears. Oh great, another one. Carrying a friend of this delinquent here. He runs after it and almost ends up getting killed. Well, these larvae may not look cute, but they're still
Why were these
babies,
people
and their
even
only
on
power
the
is a
flight in the
pleasure chemical
first
that
place?
They inject into the paralyzed people, and that
This is why I don't
really
trust
bad.
planes.
The wasps bring the people so that the larvae can feed and grow. Ugh, nasty. These larvae are the size of a person's hand. Really gross. And they're sucking onto my friends like
Even
leeches.
worse.
Oh man, now they're gonna die. But if I want to get out of here quickly, I don't want to take the time to rip them
I'm
off
just
of him,
not
so
touching
I'm gonna leave them on
anything.
my friend here. Sorry.
That's my
my
whole
priority
plan.
is escaping this place in one piece. The good thing about these larvae is that they are edible. Larva sushi, anyone? Oh gosh, what if that's a real thing? Wasp larvae are considered a delicacy in Japan if you didn't
I mean,
know.
you gotta
And
do
I
what
didn't
you
know that
gotta
was a real
do
thing.
to
They're fat
survive,
and filled
but
with protein
still
right now since they've been
disgusting.
feeding on my friend. Ugh, that's morbid. We need food to survive, and if we take a handful, we'll have plenty of food to keep us alive. Mutsumi here makes an escape plan and goes into the nest with the delinquent guy. They both manage to find their friends. I'm like, yay, good for them. But this guy decided he's leaving the two
Why
girls
is the
behind.
most
In the
valuable
meantime,
person
Ayumi
on the
is outside
team,
emptying
like,
bottles
always
of
putting
cosmetic
herself in
from her house.
danger? I know she's the
doing
main
that because
character, but
wasps
really?
are naturally
Really?
attracted to the smell of hair and skin products due to the alcohol
gotta
and
understand,
estrus
man.
composition
You
that is similar
gotta
to their
get this.
hormones. So basically, if you smell really good or really bad, then they go after you. Anyways, the wasps come rushing into the nest because of
That's
the
pretty
smell and
smart,
are too
okay.
focused on the scent
That's
to
something
care
I
about the
didn't know.
teens. Ayumi and the teens hide in the bushes while the other four are still stuck inside. This delinquent guy escapes, but Ayumi has to go back in to help carry Chitose. Thankfully, they make it out alive.
Didn't give two
Okay, I would've
fucks
done
about
the
you.
same thing that this guy here did. If there's a bunch of wasps coming after me,
honest,
I'm leaving
yeah,
everybody behind
I
as
mean-
bait and running for my life. There's no way I'm staying to help someone that has very limited
It's sad,
chances
but
of
it's like survival of the
Using
fittest,
skincare products
which-
to distract the wasps is a very smart idea, but Ayumi should have been more careful. She could have accidentally sprayed herself
Something you
with
should
skin
never
product,
fall
which
back
would have been
on,
the
but
last mistake
you
of her life,
you have to
attracting the wasps
sometimes.
to her and the rest of the group. She'd be much better pouring out the cosmetics instead of spraying them. That way, I won't risk getting it caught in the wind and getting it on myself. The group then looks for a hospital on this tourist signboard that they find near the village. They're in need
Of
of
course
senior
there's a
tourism to
map.
treat
Why
Chitose
wouldn't
here
there be?
And the delinquent
Some-
guy's friend.
just
But the
a
hospital's
map
far
in the middle
away
of
and the sun's
nowhere.
going down. All right. This map
course.
is exactly what we need. I'm like, great, we found one. There's no better time than now to get out of the woods and
No,
back
it's-
into the
it's
beach
literally
area.
a coincidence.
We have a working phone so we can snap a picture of this map and use it
Comes
as
out
we're
of
walking
nowhere.
towards the hospital. Chitose and the other guys
We've had
are
a working
simply paralyzed,
phone this
so
whole
we're not
time.
risking their lives by taking
Maybe
a
we didn't
longer
have signal,
way.
never
so
mind.
far, we've only found that these bugs are in the woods, and it's unlikely they'll be out and about on the beach side. As they're walking through the woods, they
True.
enter a nest of hard
Bugs don't
ticks,
really
and
go to
they're
the
size
beach.
of a golf ball. These bugs
Just
are
gotta
getting
worry about
worse and
fish
worse.
or some
We've
shit,
got to
like,
deal with huge
whatever.
ticks now. These bugs latch on and suck on a person's blood while leaking poisons into the body that can kill them. They survive for years
but they're
without any food,
actually
and with
big
this
enough that
island
you
being
can, like,
deserted, they must be
actually
starving. I'm like,
hurt
great,
them.
have all my friends, but please let me go. Now, keeping on this path,
Like, they
is
can
going
probably
to get us
suck you
killed.
real
These
fast, but
blood-sucking
still,
bugs are
the
blind,
bad thing
so
about
absolutely
ticks is that they're
backtracking and
tiny,
getting out
you
of their
can't see
territory.
them,
As
but
long as
these
they don't
guys
notice
aren't
us, we will be able
microscopic.
to escape and make it out of this alive. Though
So you could probably
blind,
actually kill
ticks
it.
have heightened senses. They can hear the smallest vibration. So I would take Mutsumi's hat or rock or something and throw it as far away from the group as possible. That way, I'm the hero. This will attract the attention of the bugs and we will be able
Intelligent.
to run away. The group walks
I didn't know
slowly
ticks
through
were
the path
blind.
until they meet a teacher who's already
like I should have,
infested
but I
with
didn't.
ticks. In order to save the entire group, our girl Mutsumi pushes the teacher and the ticks attack her. Mutsumi and the others manage to get out of the woods.
Fair.
That night, Mutsumi tells the girls to submerge themselves in the spring water. This will make the ticks leave the body because they need oxygen to survive.
Or
This
just, you know,
Mutsumi
take a
is
bath.
real wonder. She
Typical,
cries every
you
time
know.
she kills a bug, and yet
Just
she has
do
no
it.
remorse for killing another human being. I would reconsider my priorities.
What a
But I'm
psychopath.
definitely not getting on her bad side. Getting in the water is one of the safest
That was
things
a
these
joke.
girls
That was
could
a
have
joke,
done.
guys.
I would
That's
also
fair.
check my body afterwards to make sure that the ticks are all gone from my body. If they're not, I'm getting back into the water for as long as it takes. But they're nowhere near
Yeah.
safe. Well, these two are getting distracted. Big trouble is coming
Really?
for this guy.
Right
Something's
now?
entered his body and it's wriggling
The
through his
worst
veins, and it's
possible
not
time
much
to do the
situation.
deed
hold on,
you're gonna
worse.
do in the
These two are
pool.
too busy to notice what's going on. If it's me, I'm leaving this guy behind. He's already caused enough drama in the group, and he's not even conscious. We don't have the tools to remove the parasite, and there's no
True.
point in putting everyone in danger just to save one man.
But then
After
again, the
getting
guy
dry
who looks
enough
like he's the
doing the
strongest
dirty,
is probably
the
not
people
gonna ditch
finally
his
arrive at the
friend.
hospital area. Mutsumi doesn't hear any creatures, and the group is relieved. Me too. This geeky guy right here has found a very interesting room. There's a working computer system in this room, which means that they should be able to contact someone outside of this island. He mentions that there's no connection, but that's fixable. The generator still works, and we can control the lighting with the computers. The plane that these high schoolers
That's like the
were on
biggest
crashed on
coincidence,
this
the best
specific island,
case
which
scenario,
means there's a high
literally.
chance that it was on
Not
the
having
route.
to sleep in the
Planes
woods.
fly at all times of the day.
The jungle.
So I would wait until nighttime and keep a lookout for anything in the sky. As soon as I spot a plane, I'm going to signal SOS in Morse code through these light poles outside. If I use the generator energy only for this, the battery's going to last long enough to get help. Mutsumi here and the delinquent guy quickly give the saline solution to their unconscious friend and wait for a reaction. While these guys are busy focusing on Chitose, they don't
It's
notice
weird,
that this
none of
parasite
the
is trying to
main
poop on
characters
this
have
guy's
died
forehead.
yet.
Suddenly the guy they saved starts moving around. The parasite
Besides
that
probably
entered his
that
body is
guy,
taken over
but,
control and he's
like,
gone mad. Oh, and did I mention?
everybody
Guy's
from the
eyeballs
main
are
group
bulging
hasn't
out,
died.
and now it's too late
They're
to get
all
the
people
parasite
that
out of
you've
him.
seen after.
This is a
Like,
green-banded broodsack, and it's known for feeding off of its host. It's usually found in snails,
It's
and it
a
invades their
snail.
antenna, changing their colors to make it look like caterpillars. This attracts the attention of birds who eat the snails and the parasite. If it's me, I'm taking this can of tuna and smashing it on the guy's head. We cannot allow him to get outside because he'll put us
What a
all in
gross
danger. There's
parasite,
no
man.
hope for this guy, and we quickly have to decide how to get rid of him. If it's me, I'm getting
makes
the
me
geeky guy to
question
bring me
how
a
it
wire
got in
from
his
the computer,
body in
then
the
I'm
first
using
place,
it
but
to
I
choke
don't
that
want to think
out
about
of this
that.
guy. This guy runs outside and climbs the light pole like a frickin' Spider-Man. He's calling the attention of another giant bug, and right on time. This creepy Dobson fly comes flying in. Okay, we know that
I
this
know what a
hospital
Dobson
is
fly
located
is.
close to a lake, which
Seems
happens to be where
freaking
Dobson flies
terrifying.
live.
You ever
Most
been
of
in a
them are found
creek and you see
rivers
one of
and
these
close to
things?
lakes and hiding among rocks, just like every other fly. This
They're, like,
creepy bug is
huge.
attracted to lights. Dobson flies have
Look at
short
that.
legs and
Look at
4
that thing.
huge wings. They also have really long antennas that they use to sense their prey. Since they're nocturnal animals, they rely on their antennas to hunt. This bug is
still,
hard
they're,
to kill,
like,
but we already
ginormous
know its
bugs.
weakness. The antennae are very sensitive to any
Even
kind of
bigger.
movement.
That'd be
I get
terrifying.
distracted by having 3 or 4 people run around and taking turns and making loud noise because I am that good at manipulating people. I would
I'm
go
already
back
at the
inside
point
and
where
look
I
for
would be
tools to start
pissing
a
my
fire.
pants
The
if I saw
simplest
that
things that we
thing.
can use are this tuna can, a battery, and a piece of aluminum foil. Tuna cans usually contain oil, so I can use that to act as fuel. I would then take off my shirt and show off my six-pack, kidding, and drench it in the tuna can. I would remove the battery from my phone and roll up a small piece of aluminum foil that I took from the emergency rations. Then I would form the foil into a U shape and go outside. I would put the drenched shirt on the floor and set it on fire by placing the foil on the battery's positive and negative terminals. Mutsumi tells them to go back
Who does this
inside,
guy
but they're
think
not
he is,
listening.
MacGyver?
As the
I don't
red
know
calls
what
the
the-
delinquent
I wouldn't be able
the
to
bug
do
flies
that.
straight into Parasite Guy and kills him.
No
The monster
freaking
fly
way
then
I'd
goes
be able to
after
do
the rest
that.
of the group.
Like-
All right, Parasite Guy is dead. Good. And we need to run fast.
He
The door
didn't
is not
really-
too far away,
he didn't
which means
really
that we can
stand a
reach it in
chance,
time to shut the
my
bug
guy.
out. We already know it's
He
attracted
didn't.
to lights, so I would tell the geeky guy to shut the whole building down. If
He was
it's dark
basically
and we
already
sit still,
dead.
the bug won't be able to sense or see us, and will leave us all alone. And hopefully we all live. The group start running back to the
Haha,
building,
that's smart.
but the redhead and the delinquent lock everyone outside with the excuse that they may be infected as well. Oh,
What?
Now that's a
That's
move,
so
and
dumb.
a stupid one too.
What
These
if
two
they're
can't survive on their
infected? That's
own.
so
They're not
stupid.
strong enough and smart enough. They need our resident expert Mutsumi to help them out, and if it's me,
This
I'm
is-
letting them.
This is what happens when no one keeps ties on the dumb people in the group. It's always like the really jockey guy or the delinquent guy, and then the really sexy other anime character who always like screw everybody over, either as a personality trait or just because they're really dumb and don't know how to survive in this type of scenario. Like, why would nobody have kept ties on them? They don't even look like they're the least trustworthy of the group, and you just kind of let them do it. I'm blaming Matsumi on this one, but I'm also, but not like, you get what I mean. Like, it's, someone should have been watching them. I mean, you gotta think 2 steps ahead. Okay, this was more like thinking 5 steps ahead, but still. I mean, no, but still. Actually, I take away all credibility on that line. Matsumi, you tried your best. There's no way you were going to be able to know this was going to happen. How spineless, you guys.
If they're so scared about these 3 being infected, they can easily tie them up and make sure they can't escape. But since they have no intention of doing so, we need to find a way to break in. The glass on this door is not very thick, which means we can break it with a sharp object. Ayumi here has already found a rock, and I know what you're thinking, but banging
Where'd you
it
find a
is not
rock
very
from?
effective. I would aim at the hinges and the corners
Was
of
it
the
just
door,
on the ground?
because they're the weakest part and easiest to break.
I
The
really
best way
want to
hit
know
this
who that
glass is to
pink-haired
take the
girl
pointy
is.
part of the rock,
Put it down in
take
the
a couple
comments.
of
I really
steps
wanna
back,
know.
And run with full force
The
on the
only
door.
person we don't
This
have a
will
name.
create a small crack that I can widen by banging
care
on
about
it
the other
more.
2.
But this would create another issue, because now the bug can enter the building. Thankfully, there's plenty of rooms that we can lock ourselves in, and we have enough water to survive. This bug will
And this
eventually
seems
get
more
tired
like
of
a
looking
movie
for
than
us,
an
and
actual,
will
like,
eventually
series.
abandon the building. These girls are freaking out. This bug is going to kill them any minute now, and I'm kind of like, yes, just get it over with. Unexpectedly,
what?
this geeky guy shows up and opens the door just as they're about to get murdered. Good for them. He's tied up these 2 losers and is now...
What? What? How did the geeky guy overpower both the delinquent and the red-haired girl? What? Did he just sneak up behind them and knock them out? That's what I'm gonna guess happened, because I don't feel like going like fist to head to head, he would be able to win. No way, man. No way he would. I'm calling shenanigans on that. Okay, let's finish up the video. No more
Now
interruptions.
cooperating with the rest of the group. It's time to kill this creepy bug before it gets a chance to kill anyone else. Mutsumi
Let's fuck
figures
it
out a
up.
way to outsmart it. She takes curtains from every room and ties them around this light pole. She then catches the attention of the bug with a sound device and makes it come all the way to the pole. As soon as the fly is close enough, she pulls the curtains to reveal that the light has been turned on. The bug immediately flies
Cool.
towards the light. When it arrives, Mutsumi
Right,
signals
like a
the
moth.
rest of the group. The geeky
Like a
guy
moth
blasts
to
the
a
generator
flame.
power on the pole, burning the Dobson flat to ashes. Yes, that was very satisfying.
Damn.
Later, the
That
group
was
goes
cool.
back to the hospital where they collect all the rations. This girl, Chitose, is declared leader, and they decide to stay in the building
Okay.
until help arrives.
And she's
okay,
back.
this is so weird. Chitose is literally like been MIA for most of it,
Wait.
but what do you think? How
Why would you
beat the
declare her
island of
leader
giant
out of
insects?
nowhere?
Whoa, that was intense. Hey guys, Griffin here from
Wait,
How
that's
to Beat
the end?
Anime. Thank you so much
That's
for
how it
checking out our
ends?
video and our channel. If you like
Oh,
the video, please
that's
leave
next.
a big thumbs up.
That's next.
Subscribe button's right there. Hit it, please, because we're desperate. And let us know what you thought about the video. But be nice,
I already
okay?
subscribed, my guy.
I'm
Come here.
sensitive, so not really. But let us know what you like, okay? Have a good one.
You too, man.
Hey artists,
I already paused it. Okay. Ooh, actually, should I do King's Game next or Promised Netherland? Now, I will say I did watch the King's Game one for Cinema Summary, and it's either gonna be similar or not, but whatever. But yeah. So yeah, that was so that's how it ends. That's how the movie or series ends. First season, they just stop. They just declare her leader, and that's it. They just wait for help. I mean, what else are you going to do? But there's definitely more story to be told. But it's probably not going to be told. Unless you read the manga, then you're probably going to get the full story. But yeah, that was a really good. I liked a lot of the what's the word? I guess thoughts. I don't know the actual words, so I'm just going to make stuff up by adding more words to fill in what that one word meant. So, I guess I liked a lot of the thoughts that he made about this series. I've never actually, like I said before, I'm going to, go back to the original one that was on, okay. Okay, sorry, I was just clicking around for a lot. No, I liked a lot of the, thoughts that he was coming up with on the, and like the script that he wrote of all this, and out of ideas, because I don't really know where to continue off this video. But yeah, it would be terrifying to just wind up randomly aimlessly on an island, wandering around with nothing to do, full of giant insects, because you never think that, like, the smallest thing you can, like, make huge, kind of like with Attack on Titan, most scariest thing, man, let's make a 50 meter tall man and have it kill people. It's terrifying, it just is. And, what else is there? Something really cool I thought about this, like, so you don't see in a lot of death game or survival scenarios, literally nobody in the main group died, which I thought was kind of weird. You know, because the people that did die, the teacher died, that girl getting sucked by the butterfly died, probably some other people died, but nobody in the main group that comprised of Matsumi, the girl with the headband, the pink-haired girl, the nerdy guy, the red-haired girl, and the delinquent. I'm not counting the other delinquent because he didn't really count, even though he did carry his ass for a while. Oh, you should also add in the glasses wearing girl, the glasses girl. So those people were the main like cast, and none of them died, which I thought was really weird, because usually somebody dies in a death game, and that's what gives it the suspense and like the shock and like, oh no, I didn't expect that to happen. But that happens a lot in King's Game. I just know it does. But I'll definitely watch that, and I'll get into that, and I'm just gonna like see what he has to say. But a lot of his ideas were really smart. I didn't know that ticks were blind. I thought they had really small eyes, you know, like spiders or whatever, and only had like 2. Maybe I never actually looked it up before. And using the pheromones and stuff, because many insects do that. They just go after smells or sounds, most likely vibrations. Because maybe some eyesight is really good, and then some eyesight is terrible. But yeah, ticks? I mean, would you be more afraid of a giant tick or a tiny tick? Probably... Okay, people are most afraid of ticks because they have Lyme's disease. So yeah, a bigger tick would be more threatening to your personal health, but it would be easier to kill. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe. But a smaller tick would be harder to, like, find. Because you can't feel it burrowing into your skin. But then, you know, like, a swarm of them, and you're fucked. A swarm of any of these, and you're basically screwed. Nothing you could do. But I hope you liked my reaction. There'll be more of them, and I'll get my headphones charged, and I'll be wearing the ones that I'm supposed to wear. The ones from my other videos. So go check those ones out, and I will see you in the next reaction to How to Beat Anime. So, with that being said, as always, I'm Anthropomorphic Nerd. Bye.